This is one of the segments I call off topic but on topic. Um, I want to talk about projection right now, because this channel is about the journey, and there's all type of things you'll come across on this journey. And projection is something that I am in the middle of understanding, learning, and controlling. And you're probably like, what are you getting at? What are you saying? My son, when I picked him up from school the other day, he was telling me how he was upset and wasn't feeling the greatest. And it all boiled down later to him telling me a few kids, telling them their opinion of him. Now, he's 8 years old, so kids say everything when they little. But, you don't know that at that time. He took it to heart. So I'm explaining to him how not to let that bother him. That these kids are just saying stuff they don't know any better. But if he doesn't learn to hear that and understand not to let that affect his soul, it will become a splinter later. So, that's where parenting really steps in and you figure out your ways to talk to your kid and get them to understand that way somebody else feel about them shouldn't affect how you feel about yourself. So that's kind of where this projection comes from. For years, I've worked with a lot of different people. Some people I work with were really easy to work with. Some weren't. Some was really hard to work with. And in the beginning, I took that as a punishment. Why I can't work with a guy that's easy to work with or work just as hard as I do? Why I always gotta work with this guy that needs the extra lift and needs to be talked to all the time or be told something? Not understanding that these were my lessons, you know, over time. Now, when I look back, everything that I was upset about with working with these guys was just simply me projecting things that I was uncomfortable with in my own everyday walk. So, you know, like let's just say if I um if I asked you to do something and you didn't do it right away, and then I get angry, I get upset, like dang, why this guy, why this person didn't do this as soon as I said it. But then I started to look at now how really that was me. What was I even in a rush for? What was the big heron? You know, and then when you start to dig and then go in further, that's when you start to find the core to the situation, you know. But whenever you're looking at someone or you're around someone and they seem to be bothering you, but they're not putting their hands on you, take a look and see why is that bothering you. You might be projecting something on that person because this is your experience you're having, and every person and everything in it is going to be a part of your lesson, part of your journey, whether you want it or not. There's going to be good guys, that are going to be bad guys, and there's just going to be people that's just in your life. But, you know, everything has a dark and a light, an up and a down, as above, so below. So that's just a quick jump in. Like I said, I call this on topic but off topic, because there's more than just studying and learning your belief system in this walk. Because as you begin to cut strings, you notice that there's a whole lot of others that you got to work with. And we've been conditioned to think and do things that we have no idea, you know. That's just so many layers. It's just like the onion. But I wanted this to be just a quick video. I will be back soon with a longer one. It's picking up where I left off with the Seekers series I'm doing. Seekers. I know I'm country for those who can't understand me. But until then, everybody be safe, peace, and love to the planet.